Once again, welcome everyone to the TrioTech software trainings, Oracle Fusion Finance Cloud demo. This is our first demonstration session where you would be taken through with an introductory, session as a, as an overall, to understand what Oracle Fusion is all about and, basic concepts around ERP, basic concepts around the Fusion financial, applications, so on and so forth. So, my name is Chandu, and I am a Oracle Fusion Finance consultant and have an experience of around 12 plus years into the Oracle finance domain. And I have actually work experience working in multiple regions, in multiple end-to-end implementations as well, and across the globe, I have handled projects, various projects, in various capacities, and from my experience of the projects that I have handled, I will be taking you through with the training sessions and imparting all the knowledge that I have with respect to the course being offered. With this, we will be moving into the agenda for today's session. So this is what we would be going through, slide by slide, and trying to understand the different aspects. First, we will try to understand as an introduction, what an ERP is all about, and then we would understand what Fusion application is, what is the evolution, what is the trajectory, or what is uh, the timeline that Fusion as an application has covered, and it has evolved over a period of time. Okay, what are the different models, okay, that we have from a Fusion perspective, the models of deployment as we call it. What are the different environment releases that have come so far into Oracle Fusion? What is the application framework as to, what are the different kinds of modules that are covered or applications that are, available as part of the Oracle Fusion application network or framework, you can say. And with that, also you would take you through with what are the different applications within financials itself. Okay, what are the different applications that are that Oracle provides as part of the Fusion framework? And towards the end, we will try to understand, the modules that are covered in this particular course, how it would be beneficial, to whom it would be beneficial. Okay, and similarly, what are the different work profile once you are done with the Oracle finance training? What are the different work profiles for which you would be eligible? And finally, why you can choose TrioTech and be associated with us in this particular training program. All right. Uh, to begin with, first of all, since I understand it is a mix of candidates that we have over here, some fresh graduates, some maybe experienced people. Considering the mix of population in this particular today's session, we would try to first go through the basics. Okay, go through the basics as in have a basic understanding of what ERP is, and on top of that, then flow down to understand what Oracle Fusion is, and so on and so forth, based on the agenda that I have discussed. Okay. So ERP as a acronym, it stands for what? It stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. It is a business process management software that manages and integrates a company's financial, supply chain, operations, commerce, reporting, manufacturing, human resource activities, and many more. Okay, so basically the intention of ERP is what? Basically, it has been developed, many ERPs have been developed over a period of time with the intention of managing the business processes, right? So any activity, okay, within the organization has to be managed properly. And for efficiently managing the activities of the business, the functions of the business, okay, the help of digital tool is something that is very much essential. Okay, and that is where ERPs have been, developed over a period of time, and it helps manage any companies or supply chain processes or manufacturing processes, human resource processes, or any other different kinds of processes within the organization that you can think of. Okay, so this particular pictorial representation here is try to cover the majority of the main business functions of the organizations. Okay, so all in all, you can say whatever activity that you can think of, okay, that is being carried out within an organization as part of their operations, as part of the different functions, all those are something that is supported by some or the other ERP softwares that are available in the market. Okay. So the some of the examples that you can see here for your references: Oracle, SAP, Sage, okay, Salesforce. Then we have Epicor, Infor. These are all different kinds of ERPs that are there within the market. Okay, and they cater to maybe all of the business functions or some of the business functions. Some of the ERPs are very niche. They cater to some specific functions of the business, so on and so forth. Okay. So that is why ERP is something that every organization that you would see, okay, would be using to carry out their different activities. Okay. Now coming to Oracle as a fusion, which is our main topic for today, because we are going to train on Oracle fusion applications, that too from a financial perspective. But yeah, overall, first a general or a brief idea of what Oracle Fusion is something that I would try to cover. Okay. So when we talk about Oracle Fusion as a suite of applications, you can best describe it basically something that is built on open standards based platform. When you say open standards based platform, to simply put it, okay, or for a layman, from a layman's tongue, if I put it, it is nothing but there are different kinds of technical tools, okay, that have been involved in the development of the Oracle Fusion application. So definitely any software that is being built, okay, it is built basically using many of the technical tools. Okay, so these are some of the tools as has been highlighted here, okay, based on which the Oracle Fusion applications have been developed or built over a period of time. Okay, so these are more technical in nature, not necessary to understand, have a understanding or in-depth understanding of each of these aspects, but this is just for your information. Okay, built on best practices, best business processes and practices. Okay, when we say Oracle Fusion suite of applications has been built on best processes or best practices, business practices, that means what? Uh, Over a period of time, okay, over a period of decades, rather, I would say, Oracle as an organization has built its Fusion applications by taking into considerations the prevailing, business processes and practices. At a particular point of time, what is the process that is being followed with respect to, financial activities, with respect to human capital management activities, or with respect to supply chain logistic activities. They have considered the prevailing universal best practices, and accordingly they have built or they have developed their Oracle Fusion applications. Now in that process, in perfecting, or let's say in building on the capabilities of the Oracle Fusion applications, what they have done is they have over a period of time even acquired, okay, many of the leading ERP softwares, okay, from the market, so that they can integrate the niche facilities or niche functionalities of those products, of those leading products, leading ERP softwares in the market. They could integrate it into the Oracle Fusion. So that is why they have acquired many of the softwares over a period of time. Some of the example that you can see here is PeopleSoft, okay, or Siebel, or JD Edwards, or Hyperion as a tool. Okay, so there are many ERPs that they have, or softwares and applications that they have acquired over a period of time to build on their capabilities of the Oracle Fusion applications. Oracle e-business suite, this was actually their own product. Okay, they started off, you can say when they ventured into the ERP space, they started off with Oracle e-business suite, and then they integrated e-business suite with all the other ERPs that they had acquired over a period of time. and integrated it into Oracle Fusion as Oracle Fusion applications. Okay. Then deployed through a selection of options. Now, any software that is being, purchased, or let's say licenses have been procured for, right? There is a deployment that needs to be done. Now, earlier, how it was like, there was a client infrastructure in place where the softwares and, its necessary infrastructure would be installed. And that is how the, software used to run. But right now, the prevailing deployment model for any kind of software that we see in the market is the cloud-based deployment model, right? So there is, something that you would receive, which is just probably a, link and a login ID and password, and which you can log in and, you can start using the, applications. Okay. So that is the cloud model. Okay. Uh, not many softwares are there nowadays which needs to be actually installed on a particular device, okay, to start the utilization of it. So that is where initially, you can say the Oracle Fusion applications, they were being deployed on premise. On premise means on the client location. Some of them were following the hybrid model. Hybrid model means partially on premise and partially a cloud model. Okay, then there is this cloud model, which is now prevalent, the latest technology based on which the Oracle Fusions have also been developed and has been deployed. Okay, so this is what you can understand from an application Oracle Fusion applications perspective. This is how the Oracle has built or developed its particular Oracle Fusion products. Okay, so overall, Oracle Fusion applications are what? Are a suite of applications. That means a host of applications. It's not just one or two applications, but it is a host of applications that Oracle has. Okay, built on the Oracle Cloud deployment model. Okay, that includes cloud-based applications for ERP, enterprise performance management, supply chain management, human capital management, and customer experiences. Okay, so basically, these are applications that is further divided into, different domains, you can say. Okay. ERP enterprise as a domain, basically ERP is as a domain itself is for all the financials and, related applications. Okay. Financials, then we have project management. All those applications come under the ERP, suite. Then EPM suite is there, which we call it as short form, and is EPM, and the acronym is Enterprise Performance Management. Okay, so basically these are actually some of the planning, budgeting, consolidation, etc. The tools which are utilized by the organization for the respective processes. Okay, so that is the application included in the EPM suite. Then we have supply chain and human capital, customer experience. So similar to these earlier two, there are many other applications catering to different operational activities of the organization, okay, or different operational domains of the organization. According to that, there are different kinds of applications and software that Oracle Fusion suite contains. Okay. Now, this is just a evolutionary path that Oracle Fusion as Oracle as an organization and for Fusion applications, it has taken over a period of time. Okay, so you can see here some of the examples earlier, which I mentioned, right? Over a period of time, they had acquired many of the ERP softwares, okay, to have the benefit of the niche, leading product or leading functionalities of the respective ERPs in the market, right? So that is where they have acquired PeopleSoft, which was actually mainly into human resource management solutions. Okay, so it was a market player at some point of time, and that is what Oracle acquired and integrated it into the Oracle Fusion product hub. Okay, similarly, JD Edwards. JD Edwards was one other ERP software that was, kind of a leader in the procurement and financials related processes. Okay, now that is also something they have acquired and integrated to Oracle Fusion family. Okay, then Siebel CRM. Okay, CRM is customer relationship management. Siebel was one of the software for leading software or application for customer relationship management, again, which they acquired Similarly, Hyperion was for reporting related activities, right? The financial reporting and other, key statistical reporting and all. Okay, Hyperion was a tool that was basically one of the leading players or market players, which again they have acquired and integrated into the Oracle Fusion suite. Okay, e-business, as I mentioned, was their own homegrown product for financials, and basically, which is what they went on to, what do you say, enhanced by integrating all these modules. And then gradually EBS also was converted into the Fusion financials, okay, or the Fusion applications basically. Okay, so that is how the trajectory has been, or the evolution has been over decades. Okay, at least a couple of 3 to 4 decades. They have been into this ERP space, and that is how basically they have over a period of time they have evolved their product and have become the leaders of the market. Evolution is a very important and a necessary process in any phase of either a human life or any other human in nature as such. Okay, otherwise the depletion or the obsolescence happens. So that is why they have kept very close eye on those aspects, and try to develop and evolve over a period of time, and which is why they are one of the market leaders, okay, with respect to the ERP applications in the world currently. Okay. Now, deployment model, just to give you a gist of what a deployment model is, already talked about it in the earlier, screen, but this is a little bit more detailed on the on-premise versus the cloud deployment model. Okay, but to put it in a very layman terms, on-premise, understand it that it is something that is the installation or deployment is something that is done on the premises of the customer who is purchasing, okay, the license or subscription for the applications, okay, for the Oracle applications, okay, and who would be maintaining and managing it. Basically, the company that is buying the licenses and subscription, they would be maintaining it, okay. They would have their own infrastructure, like that particular company would have its own infrastructure. If they don't have it, then they can go for the Oracle data centers, okay. And the applications, the Fusion applications will be installed in the company's data center, okay. Similar to that, in case of cloud deployment model, okay, who would maintain it? It's the Oracle that would maintain the applications as well. Okay, and where would it be maintained? On whose infrastructure would it be maintained? On the Oracle's infrastructure itself. The the applications, the cloud-based application would be maintained. Okay. Now, in this case, what is the access that would be given to you? Okay, since you are the one who is buying the subscription of the licenses, you would be given the access of the apps. Okay, which we call it as the SaaS. Okay, SaaS means software as a service. The subscription that they have termed it as software as a service. Okay, by what by that, what are you getting? You are getting access to use, okay, configure and use the applications that Oracle has developed, okay, which is part of their standard application suite, okay, for which the licenses you would get, and then in turn you will get the access to use it. Okay, but you don't need to maintain anything on your side. Okay, maintain anything on your side means you don't need to have a separate networking or server or data center, so on and so forth in the cloud deployment model. Okay. Now, in case, if you have a requirement to create some custom application, okay, definitely it can come up, right? So Oracle builds its softwares and applications based on the, universal practice. Okay. But then your business, okay, every business has its own niche requirements. Okay. Now, in that sense, if the organization feels that they need to be able to develop some custom applications or services, that is where Oracle also provides another platform, the cloud-based platform, which is called as PaaS. Okay, platform as a service, where using different kinds of technical tools, applications can be created, custom applications can be created, and it can be utilized by the organization to carry out its business functions and processes. So this is what is currently the prevalent one. The cloud-based deployment model based on the latest technology of cloud storage is something that is prevalent right now. Okay, and the licenses for Oracle Fusion applications are segregated into two, which is called as SaaS and PaaS. SaaS means software as a service. PaaS means platform as a service. Under SaaS, you get the access of Oracle developed softwares. Okay, like the software for financial, supply chain, for human resource. Okay, that is what you get access when you purchase the respective SaaS license. Okay, and PaaS is something where when you want to create some custom applications for your specific business requirement and you need a platform to develop those custom applications. So that is where PaaS licensing is something that Oracle would provide. You as a client would procure that license from Oracle. Okay, so you can get familiarized with these two words. Okay, these two terminologies with respect to the Oracle Fusion application. All right. So this is in a gist, the Oracle Cloud deployment models have been mentioned. So as I mentioned, on-premise, everything was maintained by the client, the application, the data, middleware, operating system, visualizations, virtualization, servers, storage, networking, everything. All kinds of infrastructure was maintained on premises of the client by the client themselves. So which in turn actually incurred a lot of, heavy cost. Okay, infrastructure as service is kind of a hybrid model where some aspects of the infrastructure is maintained by the client and some is maintained by Oracle. Okay, in case of software as a service, okay, everything is maintained by Oracle, which I already mentioned. Application is also maintained and managed by Oracle. Data warehouses, storage centers, middleware, operating system, everything is basically maintained by Oracle. You just get access to a particular link, okay, which we call it as the environment, okay, the Oracle environment. Okay, that link you will get along with an ID and password for you to log in and start using the Oracle developed pre-developed softwares. Okay, platform as a service, as I mentioned, it is something in case you have a custom applications requirement. That is when you would use get the licenses for platform as a service, wherein once you have the license, application would be developed by you and data would be managed by you, but rest everything, the supporting infrastructure, okay, will be managed by Oracle. So right now, these are the two things which are prevalent. Okay. All right. Now, in order to understand all these, Oracle related aspects, you need to even understand, some basic aspect around its environment releases. Okay, what all kind of environment they have. Okay, basically, what are the different releases or versions, etc., that they have come up with over a period of time. Okay, with respect to the Oracle Cloud environment. So that is where it is a little bit important to understand or have a background of these aspects. Okay, for that, I will take you through with an Excel sheet where certain information is detailed out for your understanding. So here, with respect to Oracle, since the time it came up in 2011 is what they came up with the Oracle Fusion product, okay, or Fusion applications. But before that, Oracle already had EBS or e-business suite as we call it, okay, but that was on the on-premise model. Okay, but in 2011 they came up with the Oracle Fusion applications suite. Okay, and they started with release one. So every software cycle that you see, okay, from the time or the software life cycle as you see, okay, from the time it comes up it is introduced in the market. Okay, there are different releases and there are different versions that they come up with. In every version, there would be some or the other kind of enhancement, betterment of the existing functionalities, fixing of the bugs. Okay, these are something that you typically see in a software product, life cycle. The same way, Oracle also started off its journey in 2011 with release one as their, release for the Fusion applications. And till release 9, they came up and they were supporting on-premise and cloud deployment model. So it was available for on-premise installation, as well as the cloud deployment model was also available. But then from release 10, 11 onwards, okay, they have purely made it into cloud deployment model. Okay. And 2017 is when release 13 started. And release 13 is something that is considered as the most stable, okay, or static version of the Oracle applications. Okay, why is it called the most stable and static? Because over these period of time, over these releases, they were still developing their product. Okay, so they were enhancing, they were fixing the bugs. Okay, so on and so forth. They have been doing it, very at a high level on all these releases. Okay, but then release 13 is when almost everything became, stable. And definitely, it doesn't mean that it is stable, like, it is 100% perfect. No, there are still many new features that are introduced. There are many bugs also that are fixed, but the kind of that activity would be very minimal compared to what it would have been in its early stages. So that is where release 13 is considered to be the most static and stable version, and release 13 is what is being followed. But then you would then ask me, like, after 2017, if there is no release, okay, then how is it that there is how is it that they are upkeeping themselves with the changing market trends and other functionalities and features? So that is where they come up with version upgrades. Okay, even though it is release 13, every now and then they come up with a upgraded version for the Oracle Fusion applications, and they have a quarterly upgrade policy. Okay, they have a quarterly upgrade policy. Every quarter they come up with an upgrade. Okay, wherein they would have enhanced some functionality, introduced new functionalities, or did some bug fixes. Okay, so that is where it's a quarterly upgrade policy that they are following, and this is how the timeline of upgrade is. January to March, the first quarter they come up with a upgrade. Then April to June they come up with an upgrade. July to September they come up with an upgrade, and October to December they come up with an upgrade. Okay, now each of the upgrade is termed as A, B, C, and D. Okay, they name it as A, B, C, and D, and on top of that, in which year that they came up with the upgrade, that is basically prefixed to identify what is the current version of the Oracle ERP applications, okay, or Fusion applications. So right now, we are probably in 24D. The current latest version is 24D. Okay, because they have not yet come, because January has just started and they have not come up with the latest version, or they have not rolled out the latest version. Okay, so that is where we are currently in 24D version. All the Fusion applications that you would see currently would be in the 24D version. Okay. Now, basically, to how would you know, okay, or how would you be able to identify what is the version of the particular Oracle ERP? So that I will be, showing you through with the from the application itself. Okay, will be showing you how to identify it. But before that, as I mentioned, okay, how does when you purchase or subscribe for the Oracle Fusion applications, how do you get the access to it, right? So I told you, right, there is a link that will be provided. So there is an environment that is dedicatedly, defined for each of the client that is purchasing the licenses or subscription from Oracle. So this is how somewhat it would look like. Not This is not going to be always the same. It would keep on changing from client to client because they have a unique link that is provided to each of the clients separately. Okay, and this link along with the ID and password is something that will be provided to the client, okay, who in turn then will be able to access, manage the application, carry out the different transactional activities, so on and so forth. Okay. So right now I'll be just logging into the application to give you a look and feel of how the initial landing page and things would look like, and how you can identify which version the application is on. Okay.
Just one query question. Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned that there are three different premises like SaaS, PaaS, IaaS, right? So will the upgrades will be provided by the Oracle or how it will be?
Yeah. So the deployment basically the whenever the upgrade would come up, automatically Oracle takes care of that. Okay, so we do not have to since it is SaaS, okay, or PaaS, basically we do not have to as a client we do not have to engage in that upgrade activity. Okay, you do not need to do any upgrade or activity. Oracle automatically takes care of the upgradation. Okay, so maybe some weekend or somewhere they will have a downtime, and they will start the upgrade activity and they will complete it in a day's time. That is how the cycle happens.
How the communication will went between the Oracle and the customer business?
Yeah,
This regarding this.
they have the communication channels where emails are coming down to the client who has purchased this subscription, where emails would come to them and they would be notified.
And for these three services, all these are subscription based or
Yeah, not in fact three services, it is two services. Right now, the cloud-based deployment model is two, like I mentioned, these two, the prevailing one, software as a service and platform as a service. And this is where basically it is applicable.
so for those two we have the subscription based only.
Yeah, definitely. So, software as a service also, this is the high level terminology that is how we call it. Now, within software as a service, for which product family you want the applications? Like, is it for financials? Is it for supply chain? Is it for human capital management? Is it for, some other product family that you want the licenses for? Accordingly, you procure a subscription. Okay.
One more last question, Chandu.
Yeah.
How the pricing will be managed by the Oracle to the business?
Pricing, they have altogether different strategies for that. Okay, it is based on probably the number of users that the organization would be having, the number of product families that they are trying to buy the subscription for. Okay, the number of applications that they would be using. So like that the licensing is taken care of. So there is a bill of material and all which they would give, and probably based on that the subscription is provided. Yeah. So that varies from software to software, it varies, right? The same way Oracle also has its own way of doing it. Okay, anything else? Okay. All right, so here let me log in to the application. So this is how once you have the ID and password, you would be able to log in, and this is the landing page basically where some kind of dashboard and things can be configured and provided to, or kept in place to give certain key information for the organization users who log in. Okay, this is the home page. When you click on this home icon, you would be taken to the home page. Okay, in the coming days, that is, in tomorrow's session, we would be further discussing on, navigating around this page. Okay, trying to understand what this is. Okay, similarly, what this particular icon is, or what are these star icon, flag icons, what is the use of it? These are some of the navigational components, the preliminary navigational components that we will definitely be talking about in the coming days. So that means in tomorrow's session, precisely. Okay, but how to identify the application version is what we were talking about. Okay, so there is this profile like icon, which we call it, which is called as the settings and icon, actions icon. When you click on that, okay, towards the end, you have something called as about this application. Okay, and when you open this about this application, this is where you would find it. Oh, great. 25A is already in place. The deployment is already successfully completed. Okay, it's not 24D, it's 25A where the upgrade has already happened. Okay, and you can see here this particular thing. Okay, this particular string, this indicates it is on. it is the year in 2011 that the Fusion applications came up. It is the release 13 that you are currently on. Okay, on the in the year 2025, the version that was released in the year 2025 in the first month. Okay, that is what this indicates. This string indicates basically. Okay, so this is how you can identify the version of the or version and release of the Oracle Fusion application. Okay, definitely we will go or understand more on in detail with respect to this applications, navigations. Okay, all those things, all those aspects in the coming days in our training sessions. Now, what is a part of application SaaS? Okay, or SaaS as a software as a service. Okay, when it is deployed, what are the different applications that are available or that Oracle provides as part of their standard developed product? Okay, it's not like they just offer it like that as a just one package. Okay, there are different kinds of packages. Okay, standard package would be there. Probably it includes human capital, finance, and supply chain, the core modules. Okay, but if they want anything advanced, any other advanced application or module, they may have to buy separate subscription, or they may have to subscribe for the separate licensing. So it all depends. Okay, so based on just like any other software or that you purchase, there are certain packages that they have, right? The same way Oracle also has. But for your understanding, SaaS as software as a service, what are the different kinds of applications that are involved? Okay, like what are the different domains involved and what are the different applications involved? So you can see here human capital management, it is catering to different functions like global human resources, talent management, workforce rewards, HCM analysis, HCM cloud for mid-sized entities. Okay, similarly for enterprise resource planning domain, there is financial applications, accounting hub, project financial management, project management, risk management, applications related to all these different functions of the organization. Similarly, EPM side, as I mentioned earlier, right, for planning and budgeting, for enterprise planning, for enterprise data management and all, for customer experience, that is we call it in short as CX. Okay, for that the sales related application, services related application, marketing, commerce, engagement, sales and service. Okay, for all these areas or functions of the business, there are applications available under SaaS. So these are you. So this is just to give you a gist of how vast Oracle SaaS applications domain is. Okay, they have almost everything that you can think of from a general business context, general business process context, and functional context. It almost has products to cater to all those areas. Okay, so that is how basically vast the Oracle applications suite is. In case of platform as a service, these are some of the tools and things that are available for development of custom applications, for development of custom services and all. Like you can see for management of the data, definitely when you develop a custom application, there would be some kind of data that you would be entering, right? So it has to be managed. So how can it be managed? Basically, that will be based on the data management facilities that are available under platform as a service. Similarly, application development. There are for application development, there are Java, mobile, Java as a programming tool. Okay, mobile programming tools, blockchain. All these are different kinds of tools that are available for integrations. Integration means basically it's not like just your Oracle software would just remain isolated, right? You may have to integrate it with some other softwares as well, which you are using in your business. Many softwares are ideally used in a particular business context. Okay, now the integration has to be done for any kind of data movement or data transfer. Okay, process transfer. So that is where integration also needs to be many a times developed. So that for that also passes something, and OIC or Oracle Integration Cloud is something that can be utilized. Okay, so many more such things are available under platform as a service, but mostly it would be technical in nature. Okay, so technical people are the people who would be working on that particular platform to develop the applications or custom components. Okay. Before we move further, I would request you all to see the chat where admin team has provided you the Google Forms to fill up the your candidature, your enrollment, and submit it with the required details. And additionally, you can see on the screen there is a number visible to you, which is the admin's number. So if you have any questions before you can confirm your enrollments, if you have any questions related to the training aspect, okay, any fees related aspect or anything, you can get in touch with them on this particular number that is displayed on the screen. But meanwhile, I would suggest if if you want to go ahead with the enrollment, you can, or even to have some more details, you can submit your details within the Google Forms and can give the pass on the information to us. Okay, so it's there available in the chat. Admin team has pinged the Google Forms link. Okay, all right. Let's move ahead.
Yes, we
Now
have
when it,
already.
yeah, sorry.
Yes, I have already submitted.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah, I was just, informing so that everyone is aware. Okay. All right. When it comes to Oracle Fusion applications, specifically from a SaaS perspective, this is the SaaS related applications that you can see. Okay. It is under different domains that you can see the segregation is there. Okay. Financial management, human capital management, customer relationship management, so on and so forth. You would see these are some of the core, applications that are involved as part of this particular framework. Okay, so in case of financial management, you will see there is general ledger as an application, accounts payable as an application, asset management, payments and collection, accounts receivable, cash and expense management, and many more. Okay, but these are some of the core applications that have been displayed here for your information. The same way you can see for procurement, purchasing is one of the application, sourcing, procurement contracts, supplier portal, spend and performance analysis, so on and so forth. Okay, so these are some of the main domains as well as its main core applications that have been displayed here for your understanding and for your knowledge. Okay, now when it comes to financial management, now financial management is something that we are going to which will be our focus area. Why? Because we are going to train on the Oracle Fusion financial applications. This particular program that we are going for is the Oracle Fusion Financial Applications Training. Okay, so therefore we will be, taking a look at the financial management domain and some of the applications, some of the core applications that are part of the financial management domain. Okay, now just to give you a gist and understanding of what this is, okay, for your understanding and knowledge, because this is a mix of a population and not everyone would be familiar with what these are. Okay, so general ledger as an application. So what is general ledger as an application? Uh, Basically to maintain all the accounting related information. Okay, there is this application where every transaction, whatever for any kind of transaction, what accounting happens, the accounting entries would get posted, accumulated, okay, within the general ledger application, and finally out of which you can generate the financial statements for the organization. Okay, so that is what general ledger as an application provides or helps the business carry out its related general accounting department related processes. Okay. Then we have accounts payable as a application. Okay. So accounts payable as an application is what basically where all your vendor means supplier. Okay. Related invoicing and payment activities are managed. So any organization has to do procurements, right? Procurements means purchases. They have to do it, right? So when they do it, there is a party with whom they are dealing, which is called as the vendor or the supplier. Okay, now any invoices that come into you, okay, from the vendor has to be booked. Okay, similarly, based on your terms of agreement or payment terms, credit terms as we call it. Okay, there would be what? There would be a payment that you would have to do in future. Okay, so those payments are also something that you manage within the accounts payable module. So payments is something that is an extended module for the accounts payable application. Okay. So these are the kind of activities that you maintain or manage within accounts payable. Similarly, asset management. Asset management means every organization have some kind of assets, right? Assets means the capital assets, or basically the capital assets, or we call it as the non-current assets, or even we call it as the fixed assets. Okay, the fixed assets, for there can be many fixed assets that the organization has, which they have to effectively manage. There are certain transactional, financial aspects involved with the asset. Okay, so that is where to record, to maintain, to report, okay, all those related to the asset. There is an asset management module altogether, which helps the business carry out the related activities. Okay, accounts receivable for that matter. Now, accounts receivable is what? Accounts receivable is a module that facilitates, okay, the customer related activities. Okay, so any customer that you have in your organization, okay, to whom you are selling your products, okay, or your services. Now you have to bill them, right? You have to invoice them, okay, and also collect payment from them based on the terms of agreement. Okay, so it is not just that these two activities only. There are many activities, or associated activities that you perform in any of these cases, okay, or in any of these departmental cases. Okay, so that is where, in case of accounts receivable also, to carry out all those customer related activities, okay, the reporting activities, the transaction management activities, everything, basically there is an accounts receivable module that helps that helps the business carry out those functions effectively. Okay, and then we have cash management and expense management. So cash management is basically what, a kind of not in fact full treasury module, but some part of it, where bank reconciliation activities, and some external transactions, like some miscellaneous transactions, booking, etc., would happen, and the management of bank accounts of the organization, etc., will be done, okay, within the cash management module. Expense management is for employee expenses. So employees being part of the organization, many a times they have to incur certain expenses on behalf of the organization, right? So that is where expense module is a specific module that has been created altogether for uh, for managing the expenses that are being carried out by the employees for the organization, for reimbursement of the expenses, similarly for making any advance payment for the to the employees for carrying out the expenses, later on adjusting the advances against the claims, etc., etc. Okay, so that is what basically the expense management module is specifically about. Don't confuse it with the salary and etc. that the organization is giving to employee. It's not related to that. It is purely related to the expenses that the employee would incur on behalf of the organization. But for payroll and all other things, there is they are actually part of the human capital and workforce management applications. It comes under that. Okay, but it is not part of financials. Okay, so this is a just for your understanding that I have taken you through with this particular framework screen. So overall, you can say Oracle Cloud Financial Suite. This is again a list of applications and modules which Oracle has been that I have tried to put it in the slide for your visibility. Like in case of Oracle Cloud Financials Application Suite, you have the core modules, which is General Ledger, Accounts Payable, Fixed Assets, Account Receivable, Cash Management. Why these are termed as core modules? Because any kind of business that you pick up, any business organization that you pick up, these are integral functions for any business. Okay, there would be a general accounting team who is doing the general accounting related activities, accounts payable team who manage the vendor invoicing related and payment related activities, fixed assets team basically who manage the fixed assets of the organization. Similarly, accounts receivable team who manage the customer billing and collections activities. Cash management basically a treasury team who would be doing the bank reconciliation statement activity, maintaining the internal bank accounts, booking any miscellaneous expenses or incomes, XYZ. So those are done basically in the cash management module. Okay. So these are generally the core module. These are called as the core modules for Oracle Cloud Financials also. There are many other modules which the business can buy the organization. They can procure licenses for that, additional licenses for that, and start and utilize it for their day-to-day business operations. Like you can see, there is an intercompany module, There is an advanced collection module, tax module, Fusion Accounting Hub, revenue management cloud service, lease accounting for leases, joint venture for joint venture management, expenses. Okay, so many of those modules are categorized as other or advanced modules, which is part of the Oracle Cloud Financials suite. Okay. Now, this I will explain later, but as part of the course offering, okay, what is it that we are going to see or understand or train on in the coming days? Okay, we would be training on these core modules. The course content is for these core modules training. Okay, where you would be learning, okay, the general ledger application, accounts payable application, fixed assets application, accounts receivable, and cash management as part of the Oracle Cloud Financials training. Now, what is it that you would be learning, okay, during this training program? Okay, you would be learning how to configure the applications. Okay, the main aspect is you would be learning end to end. Okay, so you will be learning how to configure each of these applications. Okay, also from an end user perspective means in any particular business setup, how the transactions are being carried out in this particular set of applications. Okay, based on real life business examples, we would be I would be taking you through with the training course. Okay, so two things. One is the configuration side. Also, you would be taught on. The other thing is on the transactional side, how to perform a transaction. Okay, that also you would be taught. Why? The reason is just by configuring the application, you would not know, okay, what the business scenarios would be there. Okay, only, and also other way around also, only if you know business scenarios, okay, then only you would be able to do the related setups, okay, within the within the applications. So both are hand in hand. Okay, so that is where it is important to have a 360-degree training. That is where our course module offers. Okay, and that is where you would be taught in the coming days on how to configure and use the applications from a transactional perspective as well. Okay, any questions so far?
I just want to understand this financial management we can call as FCCS also, right?
No, FCCS is actually part of EPM. Okay,
EP?
yeah, it comes under the EPM, that is Enterprise Performance Management domain. It is covered. So it is for the financial consolidation and close process. That is a tool which is utilized.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Hmm. Any other question before we
Yes.
move on? Yeah.
So in this training course, will you be providing some reporting side of it, or some training on reporting, or how is it just a functional training?
Yeah, so primarily this is a functional training, okay,
Okay.
where you would be taught how to configure. So configuration of the modules and transactional training of the module is basically part of the functional role. Okay, so where you will be taught mainly on the functional side of it, and again reports, as you mentioned, what are the different standard reports, okay, that are part of each of these applications, and some of the key reports, okay, which generally the business from a transactional perspective would be using. We will have a walkthrough. Okay, we will have a walkthrough of those reports, and you will learn even how to run the report and see the outputs and things.
What about the integration side? Suppose general ledger, you need to upload during implementation, you need to upload journal entries, or in
Right,
accounts payable, if you have vouchers, open vouchers, you need to upload those kind of
right,
thing. Same
right,
thing like account receivable also.
right.
How this is gonna go?
Yeah, so there are some technical aspects as well. Some technical aspects, not everything that would be
Okay.
covered, which is like I'll show you the security administration first of all. How the security
Yeah.
administration is
Mhm.
basically done in Oracle. You'll get an understanding on that. Then some inbound integration. For inbound
Oh,
integration,
okay.
uh, sorry.
How to upload the files. Okay.
Yes, how to upload the files. using the spreadsheet, which we call it as the ADFDI spreadsheet, and the file-based data loader. These are the two Excel-based upload tools which are available that we will be learning. And on top of that, we will be learning some reporting tools like SmartView OTBI. Okay, so
Okay,
these are the
thank you.
things that would be covered slightly from a technical side, but not full technical side, because a full-fledged technical side requires knowledge of SQL and other technical language skills. Okay, that is where we do not. This particular course, you can say, is primarily a functional course, but these are some of the things which even a functional consultant can do. Okay,
Okay,
and which
sounds good.
which the knowledge of which is necessary. Okay, so that is where we would be covering these aspects additional.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question?
Will it cover the expense module as well or no?
No, we are not covering the expense module. As I mentioned here, it is, the course is primarily for these core modules. That is the general ledger, accounts payable, fixed assets, accounts receivable, and cash management.
Intercompany?
Intercompany as a module we are not covering, but intercompany as a process. Okay, like how an intercompany accounting just gets generated. Okay, and those related touch points is something that we will cover, which will be covered as part
Say
of
like setups for the intercompany and how the transaction will flow. That's what you are going to explain.
No, basically to say the intercompany primary setup is there. Okay, that particular primary setup is something that would be covered, wherein when you do a transactions in general ledger, or in accounts receivable or accounts payable, you do any kind of transaction, and then the intercompany, how the intercompany would generate. The related setup is something that will be covered, but as intercompany as a module altogether is not basically covered as part of the course offering.
What about multi-currency? That will be covered, I guess.
Yeah, that is part of the
Part
regular
of
application
setup.
transaction. Right?
Okay, thank you.
How about the fusion tax?
Tax is again, see, as I mentioned, tax as a module. Okay, the configuration of the module, how to configure it, all those things are not covered as part of the course offering. But the touch points, like when you are doing a transaction, the payables invoice, when you are booking, how you can select the tax and how the tax gets calculated. Similarly, when it comes to accounts receivable, how you select the tax related rates and how the taxes get calculated. Similarly, in case of these transactional touch points, as we call it, for the tax, that is something that you would be seeing when you perform the transaction in these respective modules.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, hi. My name is Uday. I have a question about this. So, are we covering any of the procurement side of it, like how do you source a PO to AP and all that stuff, or is it
Yeah, the
covered
P2P
like
cycle, the P2P
yeah,
cycle, as we call it. So, definitely when you are booking a payables invoice, you need to know how to match the purchase orders, right? So that is where purchase orders, you will be able to see the purchase orders. You will be able to, search the purchase orders, and, you will be able to utilize those purchase orders for matching it against the invoices. But if the ask is like, will we learn how to create purchase orders, requisitions, receiving, that part we are not going to do, because it is mainly covered as part of the supply chain domain. Okay, but definitely we will be doing the touch point very much necessary to do it, because you need to have an understanding of the process. Okay, how a purchase order can be matched against the invoices from a matching perspective. Okay, so those
so do
scenarios and
you
the related
have that
accounting
as
cycles
a
we will cover.
separate course? Is that offered as a separate course offering, the procurement part of it?
Generally, it is right now for TrioTech. We do not have a training course for it, but generally it is covered as part of supply chain course.
And I have one more question. So in addition to this functional training for finance, financial module, so if we want to perform a techno-functional role, so how are the technical tools like HCM extracts, are these tools common across the applications? I have worked in Oracle HCM cloud implementation for a year ago, and I use these tools, HCM extracts a bit. I'm not very conversant with it, but like when we are implementing financials, do we use the same tools like for outbound interfaces, and what tools do we use?
So this is
My
what we
question,
were talking about earlier. Like in
yeah,
case
yeah,
of
yeah.
financials, we have something called as spreadsheet loaders. We have something called as file-based data loaders, okay, which basically can be utilized for the inbound data load or import of the data. So this is something that we would be going through. Similarly, from a reporting perspective for data extraction, as you are calling it, okay, there are certain OTBI reports that you can build. Okay, similarly, smart view reports from a GL perspective, for GL balances and all, there is a smart view as a tool which you can utilize. So those are some things that we would be going through and understanding the aspects.
I understood what he's saying, but my question is like if my goal is to become a techno-functional guy, so in addition to taking this financials course, do you guys offer any pure technical course where I can club this financial knowledge plus the technical training?
Yeah, yeah. So
Is
admin
that my
team,
question? That's my
yeah,
question.
Yes,
understood.
Uday. Sorry. Yeah. Can I go ahead, sir?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, Uday. So please reach out to us on 8179563510. So we have a dedicated core technical plus OIC training. So we'll share the course curriculum and all the details to you. So you can just go through and you can let us know if that suits your requirement.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
So, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll call you guys and I
Sure.
have other questions answered. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. So moving on, basically, to understand the Oracle work profiles and roles, this is generally what the work profiles are. So this has been put down to help, some, people who are not from the Oracle background to understand what these roles are, to and have a visibility on, what kind of scope they would have moving forward once the course is completed and they get a training on these aspects. So in the market, we have Oracle functional role, Oracle technical role, and end user as a role. So Oracle functional team bas- basically is a team that does the configuration activity and helps the client, in training the client on the applications, on how to utilize the applications for their transactional processes. Okay, help them resolve their issues and all. Okay, so that is where Oracle functional team generally would come into picture. Technical team is basically for development and facilitating the technical components like development of custom reports using BI publisher tools, or development of integrations, or development of custom applications and processes. Okay, so that is where technical team role comes into picture, where technical teams specifically requires niche skills like the technical language of SQL, PL SQL, or Java. All those kinds of technical skills are required. End user is a person, basically the employee of the organization, who has to work day to day on the Oracle financials or Oracle applications, basically to carry out their departmental functions and activities. Okay, so these are generally the roles. Now, by the course, when you are doing it, you would be training on the configuration side as well as on the transaction side. So ideally to say, you would become eligible for these roles, Oracle functional team role, as well as for the Oracle end user role. Okay, for the Oracle functional team, the finance functional team, and the end user from a finance end user perspective. These are the roles for which you would be, become eligible for. For more importantly, it is for the functional team, because you are learning the configuration as well as the transactional aspect. Okay, so that is where the focus area is. Okay. what kind of work profiles would you get to work once you have done the course? Okay, so work profiles are like implementation. You can be part of the implementation team if you are hired, in an organization that does the implementation activity. Okay, you can be part of the support team where basically you would help the business resolve their issues on a day-to-day basis, or help the business in training the application in their normal course of business to carry out their activities, so on and so forth. So that is what the support profile would be. Testing profiles are also there, where technically, not technically rather, sorry, I would not use that word. So testing basically is a profile that requires the consultants to basically test out, okay, do an end-to-end testing for the functionalities that are newly introduced, or any custom applications that are built, okay, or any new functionalities that the business is basically made to is starting to use within the Oracle application. So that is where these are some of the work profiles which you can be part of once you are trained on the Oracle Fusion Financial Training Program. Okay, so now again, you might have a question, who might be eligible? Okay, like people who are from accounting finance background, or people who are already having some kind of Oracle experience, or people freshers or students. Okay, will they stand a chance? So it is equally applicable. This particular course is designed in such a way that once you are done with the course, it would be equally beneficial for people from any background. Okay, so fresher students who have completed their finance graduations, okay, for them also it would be a very good opportunity. They would get in the market, if you are trained on the Oracle Fusion applications. Okay, so that would be a stepping stone for them to enter into this industry. People who have already worked as technical consultants, now they want to move as a techno-functional consultant. So that is where this course can help them have a exposure to the functional side of the aspects, and again, increase their scope within the market. End users who have primarily been using Oracle from a transactional perspective in their organization now want to switch their career into the functional side of the application. So that is where they can, for them also, this particular course is beneficial. Okay, so just to give you a visibility, I have put forward this slide, and also try to explain where or under which where you would best fit in. Okay, considering your current experience and current profile that you are having. Okay, now companies that are involved in this particular Oracle Fusion domain. Okay, so basically, the product, that is the software itself, is basically developed by Oracle Corporation. Okay, all products or Oracle Fusion products, including financials, they are developed by Oracle Corporation. And service providers, these are all the different service providers who are providing the services of implementation, support, testing, and all. Okay, so big fours, all big fours that you know of. Okay, right? The PwC, EY, then the KPMG, okay, Deloitte, all these are involved in this particular practice. Oracle themselves have a consulting wing or a consulting company, okay, that is into the services of providing support, implementation, and testing activities. IBM is there, Infosys there, any name, any big name that you can think of, okay, is involved in the Oracle products, okay, on Oracle practice. Similarly, there are many small and big companies, medium scale companies, which are also involved in the process. Okay, so from a scope perspective, definitely once you get your hands thorough on the training that is being provided, okay, once you it requires, like, just by me training on the course, it will not ensure that you would stand a chance. So it requires equal amount of participation from your side to practice on a daily basis. Okay, that is when the course would become effective. And once you are done with that, definitely you stand a chance, okay, within the market, to get a good opportunity, and build your career thereon. And also from a TrioTech perspective, we have tie-ups with many organizations, and wherever and whenever the leads would come up, we would be touch basing you as well, for the placement activities as well, or for helping you find a good opportunity as well. That is where TrioTech already is involved in, and you would be getting that kind of benefit, by going for this particular course. Okay. Now, what else as part of this course offering do we provide? So basically, as I mentioned, being part of the industry for quite a long time now, okay, I have the industry exposure and real life examples with me to help you through it. Okay, that is where your, example based, or real life case basis knowledge transfer is something that I would be giving you. And similarly, the course material is there. Basically, the PPTs and stuff that I would be using to walk you through with the different kinds of training is something that would be done throughout the training program. Okay. Similarly, the daily class timings would be 8 to 9. Okay, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. daily Indian Standard Time, where you can attend the session. Okay, and there is a once you are enrolled within the program, there is a support assistance basically for you from the admin team as well as from me in case you have any questions or you have any doubts. There is a support on chat on WhatsApp chat that you will receive. Okay, and similarly for from a practice perspective, okay, you would be provided dedicated instance as well as the demo instances for you to practice on a daily basis. Okay, you would be able to do that. So that kind of instances and environments are also that would be provided. Now, further, how long would you get access to those instances and all? Standard access with the course offering is 5 months. Okay, but you can further request the admin team, and accordingly they will let you know what is required for the extended accesses. Okay, similarly, the sessions are recorded on a daily basis, and you would get the video uploaded in your logins, and you would be able to access it. And this video access is for lifetime, and you can access those videos anytime you want. Okay, so these are some of the things that is coming up as an offering from the TrioTech course. And additionally, you would also towards the end of the course, just as I mentioned, like placement assistance is something that would be provided depending upon the tie-ups that we have as TrioTech as a institute. Okay, so those kind of things also would be provided to you. Similarly, resume preparation help and interview questions and exams support is something that is would be provided as part of the course. And mock interviews also would be arranged if you request so. Okay, admin team can arrange for it to help you through the preparation of the interviews as well. Okay, so something that again comes up as part of the package. Okay, so considering these aspects, if you are interested to get enrolled, definitely confirm your enrollments with with TrioTech, and also there is an early bird discount offer also that is going on. Details of which you can get from the admin team. You can connect with them and get the avail the necessary benefits. Okay, so this is what we have overall.
I have one last question.
Yes.
My question is the instance access that you are giving, is it like shared instance access? Because suppose I create chart of account and somebody comes and messes it up. So is it shared or is everybody will have its own?
Yeah, it is a shared instance.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you will have even stable instance as well that doesn't get refreshed quite often. That kind of instance is also there, and the demo instances are there, which gets refreshed probably in a week's time. Okay, so that kind of instances are also there. So in case of demo instance, what is the benefit of having the demo instances? Like there are Oracle predefined structures in place. Okay, so which you can take help of, and you can follow additionally to do your own configurations and even do any kind of let's say transactional testings that you want to do. You can do it in therein. Okay, in the demo instances. So that is why additionally we are providing the demo instances.
Oh,
But it keeps getting refreshed, right?
Yes, it keeps getting refreshed on a weekly basis.
On a weekly basis, okay.
Yeah.
And also as a part of what you're covering at the course, how about the SLAs and the rapid implementation?
So generally, it's not taken through with because there are certain limitations to rapid implementations and all. That is where
Okay.
we go with the full-fledged, configuration walkthrough. But if you need, definitely that's not a big deal. I can give you a walkthrough on the rapid implementation towards the end of the course and help you understand how to utilize it. That's not a problem.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
And do we also cover this documentation where we call this MC BR100 and MC50 documents?
So we have those kind of examples with us. So, we can share it with you for your reference, and you can go through and, get an idea on how it is done. So basically for a practice perspective, okay, along with the, recordings, you will be provided, the configuration workbook as we call it, or you can also call it as the BR100. So that configuration workbook is something where with a sample example, or you can say with an example will be provided to you so that you can replicate that while you are practicing. Okay, so that is something which will be additionally provided.
Yeah, hi team. So before closing the session, we have an announcement. That is for today enrollments, we have a early bird offer. That is actual course fee is 25,000 with 5 months of server access, along with the benefits that Chandu sir has just now explained. But only for today enrollments, we are giving a early bird offer. That is course price is 22,999 with 2 months additional server access. So who are willing to enroll, please reach out to us and confirm your enrollments by today to avail the early bird offer. Thank you. Team, I think we can wind up the session as we don't see any further questions.
One more last question, Chan. So how about the issues? Are we going to explain about the issues that are encountering at the time of implementation or support like that?
I think Chandu sir is back just now.
Yeah, I had a network interruption. Yeah, tell me please.
Yeah. How about the issues we encounter at the time of implementation or support? Or do you explain those issues or?
No, that is, so you mean once you are hired in an organization, after that, will we be supporting on that? Is that the question?
No. See, at the time of implementation or doing the support, okay? If the users face any issues, how are you explaining those issues or how the issues?
No, it is on a general level, like, the basic configurations and stuff like that is something that we are going. We are not going through, like, in an implementation, if these are all the list of support issues that would come up, because that is case by case basis, client by client, and situation by situation, those kind of issues would come up. Okay, that is where, it is like not practically possible to cover those things within the, training sessions. So our focus is like, helping you understand the, configurations that are basically being done. Similarly, from a transactional perspective, universal transactional perspective, what is the processes that are generally done, how you can perform the transactions, all those, things are at a larger level is something that we'll be covering. And again, one more thing to understand is like, the course is for a duration of 90 hours, 80 to 90 hours at the max. And within that, we have to, complete the course. So that is how specifically it is designed. Okay. So, because if you look at each of the application, it's a ocean in itself. But our course is designed to be covered in 80 to 90, hours in such a way that it covers the major, aspects, the key aspects of each of the applications from a configuration perspective, as well as from a transactional perspective, to empower you, okay, with the, required, information. That is how the course has been designed.
Did I hear correctly? Is it 22,999 the early bird offer?
I believe admin from
Yes,
admin
sir.
team will also
It is like 22,999.
Yeah.
999. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Tim. So let's wind
I
up
have
the
a question. So
Yeah.
do we need to have a technical knowledge for this financials? Like what would be the expectation when we go for a job interviews? Also what kind of basic technical knowledge we should have as a functional consultant?
No, technical knowledge is not required. See that again, the ask is by different organizations in a different way. But in general, if you ask me, is a functional required to have the technical knowledge? No, it is not. If you have the knowledge of SQL or some basic programming languages, that is an added advantage that will give you additional edge in the market. But is it required for a functional to know the technical aspects? No, it is not. Okay.
Okay, thank you. But nowadays people are expecting more technical knowledge,
Yeah,
even though we are
that
coming from
definitely
there.
happens. But
I
if
have
you
functional background too.
right, it happens. Yes, people ask for it, but it's not always that kind of scenario.
Okay, thank you very much. And you kind of mentioned something about the roles like, end user. So, but what I was hearing is nowadays, functional consultant is covering all the testing part as well. What do you
Yeah.
say on that one?
Yeah, so that is again part and parcel of our job as a functional role. So when we are performing the configuration, after that we have to do the end-to-end testing to ensure that all the configurations that we have done is working correctly. On top of that, if we are working on building any custom developments and custom solutions, then again it becomes our duty, definitely as a functional consultant, it becomes our duty to do the testing as well. But there are many organizations in the market which provide specifically testing services. So when the functional team who has developed the product itself, okay, is involved in the development activities and all, it is possible that some angle of the testing, okay, may be missed out. Okay, so that is why a third party is hired to ensure that they are covering over and above what the functional team can think of. Over and above that, the testing team can dedicatedly look into it and cover it. So that is why I said there is an additional testing profile in the market, but that is very skewed.
Got you. Thank you very much. And I do have one more question. So something you mentioned related to the technical areas where you covered security admins and inbound integration, reporting, OTBA, something like that. So coming from a functional background, how far the person could able to understand all those
Again,
things?
it is, even though it is mentioned as a technical component, because it is associated to some of the other technical aspects, but it is not actually technical. Okay, it is something that even a functional consultant can perform, like security, user and role assignments. Okay, maybe creating some custom role. The fundamentals of it is something that even you can understand as a functional consultant and take care of.
Okay.
Similarly, using of the tool, that is the spreadsheet import tool, or FPDI, that is file based import tool. Ideally, file based import tool is something that is used for mass upload of data. And that tool is something generally technical in the OIC integration, that is the Oracle Cloud integration. It is utilized, the template is utilized. But even we as functional consultants, we can utilize that template to manually upload the data. Okay. Similarly, OTBI as a report tool. Okay. It contains advanced technical capabilities, and even it contains some base level functionalities which even a functional consultant can configure. Okay, so that is why those portions which a functional consultant can easily handle or take care of is something that would be covered for those aspects.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you very much. One last question I have is, so what would be the part of AI here? We are hearing a lot about AI. So is there any AI involvement in this one?
No, AI related involvements are kind of advanced functionalities, which basically requires some additional amount of efforts and time. And our course, as I mentioned, right, even the basic aspects of the course, the configuration aspects and training aspect, transactional aspect, when it is to be taken into consideration, it even it is something that is curated for that particular duration. Okay, so AI as a specific topic separately is something that is not taken up, because there are many advanced AI features which are available, which is something you can explore once you have basic understanding and knowledge of the how the modules work. Okay, how the core functionalities of the module works. Rest of those things are like advanced things which you can explore later on. But the focus is making you capable enough to be operating the core modules and core functionalities.
Gotcha. So I was asking in a way like where in a job security purpose, like in AI involvement, something like that.
Right, right. No, that is see something. It is something that you can build those capabilities once you have a basic understanding of how the products and the ERP configurations and application transaction aspects are you are thorough with.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Chandu, one question. So you mentioned that you are not going to explain the rapid implementation. Are you explaining about the DRM? Because these days the enterprises are using the DRM to integrate with the chart of accounts, like the segment value, and the so on and so forth. So how you are going to explain that DRM? Will you show us that, how the configuration will be done in the instance, or how it will?
Yes, right, right. So that is where configuration, when I talked about, you will be learning how to configure the ledger, how to configure the chart of account structure, how to upload the values. All those things would be covered as part of the setup activities, the functional setup activities as we call it, FSM. Okay. As part of that, whatever activities are required, the major activities, the mandatory activities required, okay, for the configuration of those application is something that we would be covering. Rapid implementation is what? Rapid implementation is an additional, Excel based tool that they are providing for quick implementations. Okay. So it has its own limitations. Okay. So that is where the configurations that we would be looking at is the detailed configuration. Okay. How in a detailed manner, going through the different functional setup manager, task, the setup task, how we would be covering the setup activities, the configuration activity. That is what we are going to go through. Rapid implementation is for quick implementations through the Excel based upload. If we go into that in the beginning itself, you will not know how the core configurations from the functional setup manager can be done. And that knowledge won't be useful. So that's the reason our focus is to help you understand the core functional using the functional setup manager, how the configurations can be done. And on top of that, towards the end, when time permits, we will go through the rapid implementation sheet to help you understand, how that, sheet can be utilized. It is just another upload mechanism, quick upload mechanism.
Right, that's true. But what about DRM? Hyperion DRM tool?
No, DRM tool is not covered within the Oracle financials domain.
Because all the business are using the DRM right now to do the structure
Yeah.
creation and all that stuff, right? So
Not it is not for structure creation. It is for
segment values.
segment value updates and all. So that is kind of an integration that you have, and integration is from the EPM team. The integration happens. Data gets loaded into the GL or the general accounting module. Okay, the same thing. We are doing it through manually through the upload functionalities that are available. There are FPDI functionalities that are available which you can load it.
Will you show us how that synchronization, the integration will be happen between
No, it is not
DRM
covered.
and Fusion? Will you show
Right.
that or no?
Like DRM integration, you are saying? No,
Yeah.
DRM integration requires some technical aspects, right? Between the Hyperion module and the financial ERP domain, there is some Oracle predefined integrations which are available. So you run some programs and the integration happens.
Yeah, from the Fusion perspective, what kind of setups we have to done and what jobs we have to submit if the client is using the DRM. So will you explain those? Yes, or
No, actually, that is not covered as part of the course, because our focus is purely looking at the ERP financial applications. Okay, as I mentioned, the course offering is for general ledger, for accounts payable, accounts receivable, fixed assets, cash management. how the configurations can be done for those, okay, and how you can perform the transactional activities for those. That is what the core module aspects are, and that is what our course duration is for. Okay, anything is like, all the other things are like, this can happen for many other cases. Like, DRM is for chart of account integration, Hyperion tool for chart of account integration with GL. Similarly, there is project management for project related, data integration with accounts payable. Okay, there is project management. Similarly, there is, procurement integration with payables, or, some other order management integration with the receivables. So the list keeps on going. Okay, so if we try to cover everything, we will never be able to cover everything. Okay, so that is where the focus is basically to go through the key aspects of the core modules, okay, and understand and have a training on those functionalities. Rest of the things are like, down the line, when you get employed in a particular organization, you can build up on those additional skills. Okay, even tax as a module, as I said. So tax is also again an integration that happens with the Oracle financial application. Now again, tax is a separate module in itself. Okay, DRM is a separate module in itself, which is part of the Hyperion. Okay, so that is where the scope is something that we need to look at. Okay.
Yeah, Chandu, I think we can conclude the session here for today. You can end the meeting. So team,
right,
please confirm the enrollments for today so that we can able to enroll you and we can add you in the WhatsApp group and we'll share the application access team. Thank you everyone for attending the demo. We'll join back tomorrow at the same time and we'll continue. And team who enrolled today, you will be getting the new meeting link for tomorrow's session. Thank you. Thank you everyone, team.